Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. This is part 2 of us building the sum of consecutive numbers calculator. So if you haven't seen part 1 yet, make sure you go watch that now before you watch this video, or else you'll be lost and won't know what to do. So let's get started with the video. So in part 1 we applied only JavaScript and HTML to our browser. In this part we'll be applying CSS to make it more colorful and more decorative, because right now it looks very boring and doesn't look very attractive and appealing in my opinion. So let's get started. So the first thing we'll do is create our style tags, and if you don't have the source code for this project yet, make sure you go to my last video's description below and click on the source code link that I have provided for you. So yeah, let's get started. So I'll style my browser and give it a background image of linear gradient, and this will be 135 degrees, black, hashtag 222, and this obviously you can change it to whatever color you want. It's your choice. So that's what I'm going to do. And now you'll notice that the background is repeating like multiple times, but that's okay. It'll go away eventually as we add more CSS styles to it. So now I'm going to give my browser a pseudo element of after. So this will go after the body. That's basically what it sounds like. And the content will be set to an empty string. And I'll give it a position value of absolute with 100%, so it will take up 100% of the available space on our browser. And the height will be 100% as well. Background color will be linear gradient F00 orange. So basically I'm blending red in with orange to make this fiery sunburst color, I guess. And then I'm going to do clip path. So this is a new property you don't really see me use very often. So I'm going to use the circle function and give it 15% at top left. And you can probably guess what this is doing. So this is positioning it at the top left corner of our browser, and it's only 15% of its original size. That's basically what that is doing. And we'll create one more pseudo element for our body, but this will be a before element. So I'll do body 2 colons and then the word before. And its content will be set to an empty string as well. You can set it to and then after that we can do position absolute for this as well with 100%, height 100%, background linear gradient, and this will be the same color. So what we should have done was just copy all of this and then change the after to be before, but I didn't think of that beforehand. And then I'll do clip path circle as well, and this will be 25% at bottom left, and this should be 25, not 15. And since both of them share the same styles, I might as well do this. I'm just going to take all of this, combine them together. So this will be for the before and the after. So I'll do this just like that, paste it in there, and now we can get rid of all of this, and our code is much cleaner now. So you can get rid of that, and you just have to type all that only once, which saves you twice amount of code. So that's a tip for you if you want to use it one day in your code. And then after that we can style our container and give it a position of absolute, top 30%, left 37%, display flex direction, column. So this right here, it's going to force the container to stack all of its content on top of each other vertically, so it's a vertical stacked column essentially. And then I'll do transform scale 2.1, so it's a little bigger. Now it's twice its original size plus 10%. Then we'll do padding 55 pixels to give it some room, and then background color will be RGBA, and the A just controls the opacity if you guys don't already know. And I'm just going to give it a white with 25% opacity, so that's going to be its background color, so you can see through it and actually see the orange, not semicircle but a fourth of a circle, so you can actually see the orange circle through it, which is pretty cool. And border radius will be 20 pixels. Once again, you can set this to whatever value you want to your choice, since this is going to be your project. And then I'll do box shadow 3 pixel 0 10 pixel white, opacity 0.9, so it's not completely transparent, but it's only 90%. And then for our input, we can do background color RGBA and make it white as well with a 90% opacity. And the border will go away, so I'm going to set it to none. Height will be 40 pixels. Cursor will be pointer, so that when we hover over it, our cursor turns into this hand. And then we'll do text align center, and then we can do box shadow, inset 0. Oh, I misspelled shadow, my bad. So box shadow 0, 3 pixels, 10 pixels, gray. And now you'll notice it has a shadow on the inside, but the reason why it's not showing is because I didn't type inset. Now you can see this shadow on the inside of it a little bit. And then after this, we're going to give our inputs, all of our inputs, which is just one. We're going to give it a focus property, so we'll do :focus on the input. And focus just means when we click on it, we want the outline to be none, which means there won't be an outline. So now when you click on it, there's no more outline. Let's compare it with its previous styles, which was nothing. So you see when you click on it, this black outline appears around it. We don't want that, so we can do outline none. And now when we click on it again, it goes away. And then we'll make it 41 pixels so that it actually grows a little bigger when we click on it, but it's such a small increase that you hardly even notice, so maybe make it 45 pixels. Now you can actually see the difference. After that, we can do input placeholder, so we're basically just styling its placeholder and making the color black, so that's not this faded grayish color. And for our button, we're going to do border none as well with 100%, height 34 pixels, cursor pointer, position relative, top 50 pixels. And now our button is way down here, which is what we wanted. And also we're going to give it a background of linear gradient, and this will be 135 degrees, red RGBA, 255.0.0.7. so this is red with a 70% opacity, and this will be just plain red. And then we'll do transition 0.3 seconds, 3 seconds linear, so that if we were to add any focus properties or any hover properties onto our button, it will transition nice and smoothly in 0.3 seconds instead of instantaneously. And then we'll do font family, sans serif, color will be white, border radius, so we round its edges off a little bit so it's no longer 90 degrees. Well, not a little bit, but a lot, because now it looks like a pill-shaped button. And then after that, we can do button hover. So when we hover over our button, we want it to scale. We want it to scale by 5%, so we can do 1.05. And the box shadow will just be 0, 0, 5 pixel red. This one will be 0, 0, 10 pixel RGBA, 255.0.0.7. So that's the color I was talking about, red with 70% opacity. And then 0, 0, 30 pixels red, 0, 0, 200 pixels RGBA, 255.0.0.7. And now when we hover over it, it starts glowing, which is pretty cool. And then we'll do dash WebKit dash box reflect below 1 pixel. So this is saying we want it to reflect below itself 1 pixel. So the reflection will be 1 pixel away from the actual button itself. That's basically what that is going to do. And then I'll do linear gradient transparent hashtag 004, so this is a hexadecimal color. Then we'll do border 1 pixel solid white, so that when we hover over it, our button will start glowing, and it will have a reflection, and it will also get a border. That's what all of this is going to do. So now if we were to hover over it, you'll see that it has this white border around it, and you can even see its reflection down here, which is really cool. So I hope you guys are following along so far. If it gets kind of confusing, you can just slow down the video a little bit, I guess. And then we'll do button focus. So right now when we click on our button, we can still see this outline. So we're going to do the same thing we did for our input. We want the outline to be none. So now there's no more outline, which is good. And then we'll style our result div, which is this div right here. And we'll just give it a few styles. So starting with the first one will be white text color, text align center, position relative, bottom 20 pixels, font size 2 rem, so that's 32 pixels since 1 rem is 16 pixels. And then font family will be sans serif. And then for our H1, the color will be white, font family will be sans serif as well. The font size will be 1.3 rem. So the H1 is this right here, and as you notice, it just changed before I could even finish talking. And this is pretty much all the styles we need, so let's take a look at it. And let's see if it still works or not from the last video. So I'll just enter in 5 for my number and it should output 15. So the 15 is right on top of my button. And we have these 2 quarter circles over here on the corners, which just makes it look even cooler in my opinion. And this is pretty much it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to go check out my other videos because I post a bunch of CSS animations and JavaScript tutorials. So if you want to gain some more knowledge, make sure to go check out my other videos. And if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to support my channel by subscribing and turning on post notifications so you'll get instant notifications as soon as I post my new video. And other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.